What's up, guys? We are here today for week 1 of the MBL team builder with my buddy Joey PokeaimMD. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody who already knows you.
What's up? Pretty much, yeah. I mean, he just said my name. My name's in the title. They probably came over here too from me, and they might have came to mine from you. But yeah, what's up, guys? We're here with the team builder finally for week 1 of the MBL versus Team Dreamball. What you think about them, bro?
Hey, man, Team Dreamball. They are champions of the world.
Yeah, they won. They won. So, they beat us down too.
This is an important match for us to prove our worth. You know, we're very well-known singles players, but in the doubles community, we're nobodies. So we have to sort of prove ourselves right now, don't you think?
I just want to enjoy the season, but
yeah, last season was pretty bad, dude. Like last season, we didn't do so well because we didn't draft the best team, I feel, and we got hacked every single game except for like one, where we got seismic tossed every turn.
But this year they don't have that Kangaskhan.
That's true. That's true. I think we drafted a much stronger team this time. By the way, we're Team Not Skull. Last time we were Team Skull, so just in case everybody's confused about which team we are this time. Yeah, hope you all know that right now.
We're still gonna call ourselves Team Skull. Like,
yeah, we're still Team Skull, but yeah, off the record, you know. But,
also, the battle. Oh my bad, bro. But the battle's on my channel this week, guys. It should be up alongside this, or at least the day before. I have no idea. Is it the same day or the day before?
I think it's the same day. I think like last season we uploaded it the same day, right? Where we did team builder and battle. Yeah, but if you're going from here to the battle, make sure you check out the battle. If you're from the battle, make sure you check out the team builder. And
yeah, to get the part to the video to figure out that they have to check out the team builder.
So we whipped up a pretty cool squad here, don't you think? We got a pretty nice team.
I really like it. I really like it.
Let me go over the first. Yeah, let me go over the first Pokemon here. This is a set that I of course, and I had to study VGC. I had to study some doubles OU in the SBL. So I was looking at doubles OU. We got our first Pokemon here, which is Buzzwole. I think I've seen this set used once before, but like with the Fight EMZ. But it's a really nice Pokemon. Buzzwole is so cool because it actually hits so hard, and there's not really much that I guess other Pokemon can switch in because it's just so nice and powerful. We got the Poison EMZ. Actually, before we even get into this team, as you will probably see, hopefully, I think I'm gonna put up the team that Dreamball has on the right side of my screen, which is Tapu Fini, Heatran, Zapdos, Zygarde 50, Scrafty, Bronzong, Drifblim, Tangela, Mega Adino, and Mega Absol. So they got a pretty bulky team, and they have options for Tailwind and Trick Room and things like that. I feel like Buzzwole is one of those kinds of Pokemon that just really does well versus that kind of team because it can do well on the Trick Room.
Coverage.
Yeah, it has perfect coverage versus them. And because we saw Tapu Fini and we saw Mega Adino, we figured that I mean either one of those are gonna come. So Poison Jab's gonna be really nice to get rid of that. What do you think?
I really like Buzzwole in this matchup as well. As Emvee mentioned, we have perfect coverage versus them. There's not one Pokemon that we don't hit at least neutral versus, and really hard. And the fact that we are bug and fighting, we do resist the 1,000 arrows, the broken 1,000 arrows that Zygarde can go for. And I think another cool thing about Buzzwole is it has a weird speed tier, right? It's either going to be faster if they choose to bring bulky mons, because we made it faster than Heatran, or slower if their bulky mons like Tapu Fini and Zapdos run speed. And in that case, that's why Buzzwole is really cool, because we have the option to abuse it either just from its natural speed or from Trick Room, which we do have on the team, as you guys will see as we keep going. But I really like this set. Poison Jab is actually really nice. It has a chance to KO Tapu Fini too, which is really cool. And Ice Punch dealing with Zygarde and whatnot. And then, again, being fast and Heatran, hitting with Super Power. And then Protect is just necessary.
Yeah, exactly. Like pretty much if they bring like some kind of Trick Room team, Protect is just so nice to stall that out. And if they bring like Tailwind or something, I mean Buzzwole is just immediately faster right off the bat. It's immediately faster than a lot of their teams. So you know, our moves and our coverage is just so great versus them. Plus the power that it has, and Beast Boost. Don't forget Beast Boost, man.
Beast Boosting. Beast Boost. Beast Boost is gonna be so cool too, because they have Intimidate options in Scrafty, but like again, Buzzwole gets kills on its own. Yeah. So, which is why again we think this is one of the better sets to run. Can I talk about the next one?
Yeah, go for Suicune. We got Suicune next here.
All right, so we got one of my favorite Pokemon, Suicune, if not my favorite Pokemon ever, Suicune, and we figured that Combine Suicune actually messes up their team a lot. Doesn't care about Intimidate. The only mons that really bother it the most would be Zapdos, Tangela, and Tangela is just in theory because Tangela is easily 2-hit KO'd by Ice Beam, easily, even with a Violet, unless they're running Spadef, and if that's the case, we can Calm Mind up. And obviously Scald does burn. So they have Tangela, Zapdos, and Tapu Fini. So the fact that we do have PokeaimMD, Buzzwole, which hopefully we're hoping to be in a position where we can get rid of Tapu Fini early on, or at least weaken it really big early on. That way Calm Mind Suicune can be in the back and do it. And Emvee and I actually talked about a battle plan before we even started battling, like before the battle even happened, because we haven't had the battle yet. But our game plan 100%, no matter what they bring, because I might as well tell the guys since they're watching the video and they'll find out by the end of the video. The last two mons on the screen right here are decoy mons. We're not bringing them.
We can bring a total of 8 Pokemon, 4 Pokemon each, but like we only bring 3 Pokemon each to the match. So the last 2 Pokemon, 1 each, is going to be a Pokemon that we don't really necessarily want to bring, but it's going to be good in order to kind of force them to bring certain mons.
Exactly. So what we did, and I'll like dab into that just a little bit, or go into that just a little bit, just because I think it is important for this. We brought Cardilli and Celesteela as our Pokemon, our decoy Pokemon, because we want to force them to bring Zapdos. We want to have options that say, okay, Tangela isn't going to be good here. We can threaten it with Fire Blast or a Supersonic Sky Strike or Air Slash or whatever. And we have a Pokemon that can't be put to sleep. On top of that, their own Tapu Fini's Misty Surge, Misty Terrain. I think it's actually, Misty Surge is the ability and Misty Terrain is the effect. But its own ability also stops Sleep Powder. So they're just decoy mons right there. And our game plan is have Suicune in the back and try and set up with it to win. But it's pretty fast. It's faster than, if I'm not mistaken, Neutral Speed, Modest Tran. Also really bulky. The 56 Spadef with Calm helps us take on Zapdos a little bit better. As well as just going near max HP. Basically, Suicune puts in so much work versus them. Pressure's going to be good, protect, and Scald plus Ice Beam has perfect coverage, being able to check Zygarde and whatnot. And it's just so good versus them.
Exactly. Plus, another thing to note is that I guess also Suicune, we're running a lot of speed on Suicune so that we can be faster than, I guess, most Fini sets. Like, for instance, a lot of the bulkier defensive Finis will be faster then, so we can set up Calm Minds over them a lot easier. It's just going to be better if we're faster with Suicune so that we can, I guess, do much better versus Fini. And if they're actually running more speed, then Buzzwole will be able to probably guaranteed OHKO with Acid Downpour because they don't have much defense. So with that in mind, I feel like Suicune is just going to be nice, just to keep in the back especially. Yeah, it's one of those Pokemon you keep in the back. It's a really, really good win condition for us, for our team.
And being faster than defensive Zapdos and things like that. We actually sped crept a lot, but we feel like if they're running defensive Zapdos, they're not going to go more than like 240 something or something like that. Though, again, if they are running offensive Zapdos, then they'll be faster than Buzzwole anyway, so there's no point in going max speed with Suicune.
Exactly, yeah.
You can talk about the next member, buddy.
All right, next member here. So we had a pretty cool idea of bringing like a Trick Room, sort of, I guess having Trick Room on the team, because it's pretty nice due to the fact that our team can do well. For instance, if they bring faster mons, like more offensively based faster mons, Trick Room can really help out Pokemon like Buzzwole and Suicune and stuff like that. Even though we're running a lot of speed, you know, if they're trying to run faster, if they're trying to be faster than us, especially with Tailwind, because they have a lot of potential for Tailwind, like Zapdos and Drifblim and things like that. Then,
and they have what's it called, Misty Seed, I think it's called.
Yeah,
the thing that Drifblim can run, that when it comes in on the field, it auto gets the activation.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep, and gets some burden.
Yeah, so it can set up Tailwind right away. So.
Yep, that's true. And so I feel like, or we felt like Malamar was really great here to set up Trick Room. Plus, it's able to, like, it can still set up on Pokemon. Like, it can superpower stuff like Scrafty, Heatran, things like that. Get a nice boost. And Psycho Cut, I felt, was nice in order for us to, I guess, damage the most sort of Pokemon on his team. Like, Knockoff still gets kind of walled by Tapu Fini. Yeah, exactly. So, and plus, we got a really neat tech on this thing, alright? So, you're seeing Destiny Bomb with the Ghost DMZ. Let me tell you guys what it does. So, okay, so let's think about this. We Trick Room up, right? Let's say we're in a good position to Destiny Bond. Ghost DMZ Destiny Bond acts as Follow Me, which is really nice for redirection. Plus, if you know, if we're gonna be able to like pretty much knock out a Pokemon if we're going to go for this move and we're still alive, there's something that's probably gonna die.
Yeah, pretty much. Really cool. I thought it was such a cool option too, because again, with Emvee and I already have a battle plan no matter what they bring. We were talking about how we feel Buzzwole and Malamar are just the best matchup, because if we lead Buzzwole alongside Malamar, it's screaming Trick Room. it's actually screaming Trick Room. So that either gives us a free protect, or we could even be more offensive with Buzzwole and like go for Trick Room with Malamar and just straight up attack with Buzzwole too if they anticipate that.
Exactly. Plus, because Trick Room is just a very dangerous sort of move to use, they might even try to target that, which means that if we pair that with Buzzwole, like one of the strategies we had was leading off with Buzzwole Malamar. That's one of our main sort of leads that we might do for the match that you'll probably see. And it's just going to be so nice if they try to target Malamar and then Buzzwole gets a big hit off on something. So that's just a really cool way of sort of disguising that threat right there.
Yeah. And then even from there, we'll be able to see, oh, we're faster or we're slower. And even then, like, even if we don't get to get off Trick Room, it's not like our team needs Trick Room to win. It's just a countermeasure for potentially fast Zapdos, fast Tapu Fini, or Tailwind from Drifblim. But yeah, and Gloop is so cool because having Ice Punch for Zygarde, Power Whip for Tapu Fini, Earthquake for Heatran, and then Explosion just hits so hard from Stab. Even if it only has base 85 attack, it's still going to hit so hard even on a spread move.
Yeah, why don't you talk about Gloop here? We got this nice Lickilicky with the Life Orb.
I know, it pairs so well. I love it because it actually abuses Trick Room so much. And yeah, they might have Scrafty to pivot from and Fake Out and whatnot. But even then, like, Scrafty can't really do too much after Faking Out yet. Breaks a turn of Trick Room, but even then, again, we can just threaten them with Explosion, being able to threaten Zygarde, whether it be Choice Band or Dragon Dance or Coil or anything like that. We still break its sub with Ice Punch or knock it out with Ice Punch, just with the Life Orb. So I thought they would pair, really, really nicely together, and it's just a good countermeasure, and also a Mon that can take on Drifblim as well. It can't be burnt because it's touching the ground. So, and if he does have Messy Terrain with it, is what I mean by that. And yeah, it can just also take hits from Heatran like Heat Wave and whatnot, eating up hits from Audino. Audino could actually be a little bit annoying because they have what's that move called?
Heal Pulse.
Heal Pulse.
Yeah.
Heal Pulse. So that could be annoying. Well, I was gonna say basically it could take a hit from any Mon outside of like Superpower from like Absol or like High Jump Kick from Scrafty, because Drain Punch from Scrafty is not knocking out Lickilicky.
Yeah, dude, this Pokemon is really bulky. Plus, their Misty Terrain helps a lot. It's kind of, I feel like their Misty Terrain is sort of a double-edged sword in the sense that if they have like Tangela, like they can't Sleep Powder us, they can't, they can't status us with like Heatran's Will-O-Wisp or anything like that.
Got Own Temple for Swagger.
Exactly. Yep. And even at -1, Explosion is still gonna do a ton. I mean, it's gonna do a good amount. Nice stab, Life Orb, Explosion.
It's Stab.
So, yeah, this thing, I mean, it has good coverage like for everything.
Exactly, and that's why we thought it would be really nice. And it pairs really well with Malamar. Malamar is so cool versus them too. Just being able to set up and Destiny Bond and just Trick Room up. Like, again, the team doesn't necessarily function in Trick Room. As you can see, we have fast members, but it's really nice for supporting potentially Buzzwole and obviously Gloop. Do you want to talk about Strongjaw over here?
Let's talk about Strongjaw here. All right, so we got a Mega Garchomp, right? So as you probably have seen or know from the draft, if you don't know, then you'll know now. We got sniped by, of course, Dreamball with the Zygarde, and I mean, I guess maybe regular Garchomp would have been our next option, but we did decide to choose Mega Garchomp, and it's pretty solid. I'll probably just switch to the Mega form after I go over this, but in regular form, we have enough speed to outrun max speed modest Zapdos, which is cool because offensive Zapdos I feel like is pretty common in Double OU. I've seen like through like a lot of replays and stuff, but this is a really cool set because Earthquake, Rock Slide. So like looking at their team, they don't have Wide Guard on their team at all, which means that we can really abuse the sort of spread moves like Earthquake and Rock Slide and stuff like that without having to worry about getting blocked or anything. Poison Jab is nice in order to hit stuff like Tangela and
just single target. It's mainly it's mainly for single targeting Finny, but if we Mega, it does do about like 36% I think to physically defensive Tangela, which makes it die. It makes it die alongside Poison Z. So.
Exactly, yeah,
which is pretty cool.
And when we do decide to Mega, like in the MBL, we don't have to Mega right away, right? So because of that, we can keep our speed. But when we do decide to Mega, so let me just go ahead and switch over to Mega form here. When we do decide to Mega, we're still as fast as Buzzwole, which means that we're gonna be still outrunning stuff like Heatran and things like And look at this things like offenses and bulk and stuff. I mean, I feel like this thing is really cool, and it can put in a lot of good work.
And also the fact that Mega Chomp can take HP Ice from Zapdos, Also, the fact that, again, Emvee mentioned that offensive Zapdos is common, yeah, but we don't feel like they'd go as fast as Jolly max speed Arcanine. I think the most they would go to outspeed would be our Suicune, which is our next fastest mon at 295, unless they want to, speed type Comfy, which has priority, so there's no point. And obviously, our Alolan Raichu outspeeds that completely. So we feel like if they go max speed on Zapdos, it's going to be like 299. It's going to be neutral max speed. So Garchomp being able to outspeed that, they're in that thing with Rock Slide and whatnot, even potential chances to flinch. Rock Slide was at one point the best move in VGC, in my opinion. But and during many times, definitely. But yeah, I don't feel like we need Dragon Stab. One, it doesn't really add much. The fact that they do have Misty Terrain means that our Dragon Claw will be weakened anyway versus Zygarde, so I don't think there's a point. And two, again, Poison Jab also allows us to cover Tangela as well as Mega Audino for damage.
Exactly, yeah. Like, we didn't really feel a Dragon move or any kind of stab for Dragon types would be good because of the terrain. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I really think that this set is really sort of the best. And plus, like, they won't run max speed on stuff because of Tailwind. They'll probably run sort of, I guess, more numbers for Tailwind, I guess. In that sense, they wouldn't run max speed or anything. Yeah,
that's what we refer to. So next up, we actually have Jackie returning to us, which is awesome. The female Arcanine. We opted for an offensive Arcanine because if they do run defensive Zapdos or like Tapu Fini and whatnot, unless again they're running max speed, we're gonna be hitting them hard either way. This is adamant max attack Flare Blitz, so it's gonna be doing a ton of damage. We got the Super Citrus and the Figgy Berry right here. Obviously having two recoil moves in Flare Blitz and Wild Charge. Flare Blitz hits everything outside of Heatran, and of course Wild Charge hits Tapu Fini. The Extreme Speed, we could have potentially swapped it for something like I want to say Bulldoze or Close Combat, but we feel like Extreme Speed could be pretty good for potentially picking off like an SD Absol or something like that. That could actually be a threat. Something like SD Absol, as well as maybe a weakened Zygarde, or even like an offensive Zapdos being weakened, or in Tailwind. We thought that would be best. And Let's Protect is obviously their scout because we do have our own Earthquakes running around. But we thought that offensive Arcanine would be really nice, especially paired with Buzzwole, because if Buzzwole lures Tapu Fini, or if Buzzwole also getting rid of Heatran, same thing alongside Suicune, Arcanine really can just break through their team. Like, Arcanine is one of those Pokemon that can break through Zapdos, that can break through Tapu Fini, that can break through Tangela, and Suicune appreciates all of that. So
yeah,
we feel like
Arcanine's one of those kinds of Pokemon that just it does pretty well versus their team. Like, even
as well as having Intimidate.
Yeah, exactly. And like we have a lot of Heatran answers, which means that like paired alongside Arcanine is just really nice because it's sort of, I guess, I mean, Heatran could switch in, but it kind of deters it because we have stuff like Buzzwole, Suicune, Garchomp, and things like that. And it just has good enough coverage, I think, to hit everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we actually already decided who would be taking, like, which Pokemon Hasbro will be playing, because obviously you're gonna want like Lickilicky on the opposite side of Malamar. I think this is something we didn't talk about last year, but I think that positioning of our Pokemon is super important as well, because obviously, like, let's say I took the side and I had Buzzwole, and let's say just I took Celesteela and I took like Cradily or whatever, or even looking at the rest of my team, I took Alolan Raichu if we brought it. Like, then that side has nothing for fire types. So that side is dominated by Heatran. So we feel like positioning is really important with this. So like, Emvee and I already know like who's taking who.
Yeah, I think yeah. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take Buzzwole, and yeah, we're gonna do the Buzzwole Malamar thing. So you're gonna take Malamar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Buzzwole.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would keep Lickilicky on my side because
because he can abuse Trick Room as well.
Another thing is, like, if we do the Z Destiny Bond, like the Follow Me, we can bring in Lickilicky more safely because all the attacks would be going towards Malamar, so that's gonna be pretty cool.
Exactly. And the fact that we can bring two Z moves is really cool because Emvee can use one and I can use one too.
Exactly, because we're on two different people, so we can use two different Z moves.
Exactly. And then I take like Strong Draw and like Arcanine, giving me fire answers as well as Intimidate pivots to better help Suicune in the back, Emvee side. So yeah, and like we said, the last two members are literally filler. They're just there to make sure.
We didn't even fill in the sets here. Look at that.
Yeah, we did it. They're just gonna be whatever set we put, but we're not bringing them no matter what. Pretty much like we said, we want to make sure our opponent doesn't bring Tangela, and ensure that Zapdos is probably brought out early, because when you look at this team, Buzzwole, Suicune, Celesteela, and you see all that stuff. You see, okay, this is actually like Zapdos fodder. So we want Zapdos out early so we can get rid of it or deal with it. That way Suicune in the back can put in work. And that's like our game plan going into this.
Yeah, we're basically trying to lure out all the Pokemon that can sort of check or deal with Suicune and try to get rid of them early so that if, you know, we're put in a position where it's a bit difficult towards the end, we have Suicune in the back, which can really just save us.
And protect, exactly. And Suicune literally, it Calm Mind protects, has leftovers. And you guys know there's item clause in the MBL, so that's why all our Mons have different items.
Our Mons have different items. Yep.
Yeah, but Suicune really just abuses that Calm Mind plus leftovers, perfect attack, having pressure as well, which is really nice. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to pull out a victory for you guys. It's gonna be on my channel.
Like see, like basically the first week is sort of like a directional sort of week. If we lose, then I mean it's gonna be obviously bad. But if we win, we'll be in such like a really good mindset, I feel.
Yeah, because this is definitely toughest opponent, like top 3 toughest opponents for us.
Yeah.
I mean, they won last year, so what can we say? Well, they won and we didn't. So what can we say? But yeah, definitely go check them out as well, because their links will be down below, or if they're not down below, they'll be down below in the battle.
Yeah.
And did we miss anything?
Overall, I mean, I think we went over every member of their team. I guess the biggest threats.
We could have brought Comfy. We could have brought Comfy.
I could have seen that. I could see that. Yeah, like with like Heal Pulse, or not Heal Pulse stuff.
Exactly, or even like a Calm Mind Draining Kiss set would be nice, because it obviously deals with Absol, Scrafty, Zygarde, can taunt Zapdos, can beat Tangela, but we also feel like they just have an overwhelming, like Bronzong is never gonna die if we burn Comfy. Yeah, and then Heat Rain has so many options. It learns Flash Cannon, it gets Toxic, burn us with Heat Wave. I don't know. I really like the offensive options that we brought.
Definitely, and just being able to, like, I guess sort of keep away potential Tangela is nice, because I think it sort of gives us trouble for like Buzzwoles and Suicune a little bit. Yeah,
because we're not running Leech Life on our Buzzwole. But that's fine. I actually like our set a lot. Like I said, it matches up very well versus them. Yeah,
I love this Buzzwole set. I hope it puts in some good work, because I'm using it.
I definitely should. The fact that 1,000 Arrows is spread, Buzzwole naturally resists. Like, the only way this set could be better is if we could drop Protect and put Roost, because then we wouldn't die.
That's true.
We get rid of like Zapdos and Feeny, but Protect is definitely necessary in a double battle. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited for the Wi-Fi battle.
I mean, man, you know what? We're gonna go into this season. We're gonna go in. We're gonna win some games. We're gonna make it to the playoffs, or top cut, or whatever you call it, and get ready to wear some nice, comfy what do you call it, jackets?
Jackets.
What do they call?
Wow, why did I actually forget off the top of my head? Holy crap! Not the jerseys, right? They're not jerseys.
Are they jerseys? No. Like they're
not jerseys. They're like the jock. Wow, I forgot off the top of my head. Holy crap!
Are you gonna Google this right now?
Nope. I'm just gonna forget. I'm not gonna think about it.
All right, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. And anything you want to say to close us off?
I hope you guys are looking forward. That's about it. Goodbye.
Hey, I'm looking forward. We guys are looking forward. Are they looking forward? That's the question.
They definitely are.
All right, guys. Drop a like if you did. And yeah, later, guys. Peace.
What you doing?